Hello and welcome back to ManVFilm. It's time for more announcements. We have Radiance's October lineup and I've barely scratched the surface of it. I've had a little look at the title and before I even delve into it, it's an outstanding month. One very surprising title and amongst this that I have been wanting to see for a while as well. I've not dug into really the extras of that, just the main titles, but together we're going to do it. So let's dive in and have a look. First up, we've got Dai Gothic Japanese Ghost Stories. I have so much trust in Radiance. Their box sets have all been outstanding, and just the idea of Gothic Japanese ghost stories has me incredibly excited. A collection of 3 of Japanese most famous ghost stories that have haunted people for centuries. Kenji Misumi directs The Ghost of Yotsuya, in which a woman returns from the grave as a horribly disfigured phantom to torment her husband and his new bride. In The Snow Woman, directed by Tokuzu Tanaka, a woodcutter must keep his oath to a vengeful female spirit, or pay the ultimate price. The Bride from Hades by Satsuo Yamamoto sees a handsome samurai so enchanted by a courtesan's beauty that he fails to realise that she's a ghost. These 3 film versions from the Dei studio form a pinnacle of atmospheric Japanese horror. Their elegant visuals and ominous shadows rival the best of Terence Fisher or Mario Bava, while the iconic female ghosts would greatly influence Asian genre cinema, from Hong Kong fantasy spectacles such as A Chinese Ghost Story to J-horror. Sold already on that fantastic sounding films. New 4K restorations of The Bride from Hades and The Snow Woman, and a high-def digital transfer of The Ghost of Yotsuya, uncompressed mono PCM audio for each film, English subtitles for all films, newly designed box and booklet artwork by Time Tomorrow, 6 postcards, a limited edition 80-page book. This is limited to 4,000 copies. We have a new interview with filmmaker Kiyoshi Kurosawa on The Ghost of Yotsuya, a visual essay on the history of adaptations of the classic Ghost of Yotsuya story by author Kyoko Hirano. Trailer, Reversible Sleeve. The Bride from Hades has an audio commentary by Jasper Sharp, a new interview with filmmaker Hiroshi Takahashi. Trailer, Reversible Sleeve featuring original and new commissioned artwork. And The Snow Woman has a new interview with filmmaker Matsuyuka Ochai, a visual essay by writer Lafacadio Hearn. Trailer and Reversible Sleeve. There is also a trailer here if you want to check it out. It's at 28th of October and is $44.99. Doesn't that sound fantastic? I just like the idea of this set and coming at that time. Perfect time for it. Next we have Dogra Magra. A man wakes up in an asylum with no memory. Dr. Wakabayashi helps him to recall his past, in which he killed his bride on their wedding day. Part of his memory becomes linked to another doctor, Dr. Masakai, and a manuscript, Dogra Magra. As these 2 doctors treat him, reality and fantasy become blurred, and the patient becomes unsure of his identity or his doctor's experiments. The final feature film by Toshio Matsumoto is an adaptation of a celebrated novel by Kyutsuko Yumeno, a period-set Gothic tale with a sense of dreamy dread that recalls Kiyoshi Kurosawa's Cure and the locked room mystery of Shutter Island. I love Cure, so that kind of comparison is really interesting. Here we get a high-def digital transfer supervised by director of photography Tatsuo Suzuki and producer Shigeru Shibata. Audio commentary by Toshiro Matsumoto. Interview with Toshio Matsumoto. Visual essay by programmer and curator Gillian Ross. Instructions on Ahadora Sutra, popular Japanese chant delivered by Dr. Masaki in the film by legendary street performer Hirosho Sakano. We got a trailer, new and improved English subtitles, reversible sleeve, limited edition booklet, and it's limited to 3,000 copies. It sounds a bit of a mind trip of a movie, but I kind of like that. Again, another one that sounds very interesting. Next up, we have vampiri, which I'm sure Mario Bava had a hand in. I've seen this one before as well. It was a DVD version of it a long while ago. A mad scientist captures a young woman in Paris and drains them of their blood in service of an evil duchess, also known as Lust of the Vampire. Riccardo Freda's I Vampiri mixes the Bathory and Frankenstein stories to create a Gothic tale. Italy's first horror film made as a challenge by Freda at breakneck speed. Cinematographer Mario Bava would complete direction and post-production of the film, adding his signature in the process. With its Baroque imagery and stunning visuals, I Vampiri forged the path for Italian horror and remains a landmark of Italian cinema history. I think I've got a review of this on the channel already, but it's been a long while since I checked out, and I would be looking forward to check it out again. It's from a 2K restoration presented with Italian and English audio. We have a commentary by Tim Lucas, Thirst of Blood, featurette on the making of the film with Fabio Melilli, Mario Bava and Dario Michaelis, interview with Lamberto Bava, interview with Leon Hunt, author of Mario Bava, The Artisan, as an Italian horror auteur, trailers, reversible sleeve, booklet featuring new writing, and is limited to 3,000 copies. Yeah, I'm happy to check it out again. Like I said, I've got a DVD copy of it. It's time to upgrade. And last, and definitely not least, and I can't believe it's taken so long to finally reach these shores, is a Blu-ray premiere of Haxan. I have wanted to see Haxan for the longest time. I love silent cinema, and this is very well renowned. A series of eerie vignettes depict images of sorcery and evil on screen, from representations of occultism and religious hypocrisy to a chilling witch hunt in the Middle Ages. Directed by and starring Benjamin Christensen as the Devil, Haxan mixes documentary and fiction forms to create an unsettling brew that prefigures everything from Gothic horror to the found footage film. This legendary horror film was released in numerous edits, and this edition collects 4 such versions of the films for the first time in the UK, including a 2K restoration by the original production company. Wow! So we have a 2K restoration presented with 3 optional scores: Witchcraft Through the Ages, an alternate cut of the film featuring narration by William S. Burroughs and soundtrack by Jean-Luc Ponty from 1968. Haxan, the esoteric cut, an alternate cut of the film featuring English intertitles. Witchcraft Through the Ages, a French version of the film. Introduction by Benjamin Christensen. Outtakes, recently discovered costume screen tests. Visual essay by Vito A. Rowlands, author of the forthcoming BFI Classics edition of Haxan. Audio commentary by Guy Adams. Reversible sleeve, 6 postcards, 80-page booklet, and is limited to 6,000 copies. Now, as with all of this month's bundle, if you order them all, you get 10% off, and that ends on August the 7th. Now, I'm thrilled by this. You know, it's nice to see a good bunch of horror films coming out for October. Haxan is the one that I have been dying to see, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. Dai Gothic sounds terrific. I Vampiri I've seen. Dogra Magra sounds interesting as well. It's a really strong month yet again from Radiance, who are continually doing this. They've got a great year, a second year for them, and it's super exciting. There's not a title here I would want to miss out on. They all sound terrific, but that's my opinion. I want to know what you think of these titles. What is most exciting for you? What, if anything, are you intending to pick up? Let me know in the comment box below, because see, I'm just nosy more than anything. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, and manvfilm.com, always, in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.